Uh, Excuse me, can I get your attention? Thank you for being attentive to me. Uh, in this audio text, I am talking assessment processes in service learning. Service learning is a voluntary learning. Service learning is learning by doing social services, community services, welfare-based services, charity services. So it is learning by engaging oneself in the community, learning by engaging oneself in the community practices. And we follow several assessment process. So here I discuss assessment process, some strategies or approaches for assessment, and some considerations to be taken while assessing service learning of the students. I would like to start with service learning. And I think many of you are familiar with service learning. I already discussed in the earlier audio text, in the earlier videos too, about service learning. And you might have good experience of service learning throughout your academic journey. Some of you might have involved in the contribution of your society. Some of you might have undertaken some project. Some of you might have involved in sanitation, health campaigns, also other social awareness campaigns of your society. All these are the examples of service learning. Service learning integrates community service with academic instruction. So a good blend, a combination of community service with academic instruction is service learning. It integrates community service with academic instruction. It is important to engage the youth. It is really important to engage the youth, educated people, educated youth of the nation in service learning because it has unquestionable importance. Important to engage them so that they understand the value of being together, value of working together, and value of living for the sake of others, contributing the society, or doing something is a part of volunteerism, is a part of pleasure, is a part of service, is a part of contribution. Service learning provides opportunities, plenty of opportunities, amazing opportunities to apply the knowledge and skills to real world situations. So it has been a learning platform. Community learning, service learning has been a learning platform as it provides opportunities to apply the knowledge and skills. Community engagement, okay, academic integration, reflection, reciprocity, personal and social development, skill development, teamwork, and communication. These are the things out of which we characterize service learning. It means whenever we discuss the term service learning, then we come to know the community engagement, we come to know academic integration reflection. We mean or we understand reciprocity, personal and social development, like skill development and teamwork, network, group work, and communication. Okay, these are all the things that characterize service learning. And service learning offers a hands-on approach. It is really useful in the sense that it creates opportunity to practice. It creates opportunity to realize, feel, experience, and implement the theoretical ideas. Service learning offers a hands-on approach to enhance students' academic and personal growth. That's why we talk for a service learning. That's why we expect service learning. That's why we advocate for service learning. Now the assessment process. What is assessment? Assessment is an integral part of learning. Learning, assessment, they go side by side. Assessment for learning, assessment of learning, assessment in learning. Assessment of learning, for learning, in learning inculcates the meaning that assessment is inevitable. Whenever you teach your students, whenever you train your trainee, then assess how effective your training become to them. Okay? Assessment is a process. It is a meaning-making process. It is a value-making process. It is a process through which we come to know how effective the program was. Assessment is a process through which we can measure the effectiveness, of service learning. Suppose you engage your students, your pupils in service learning. They worked for service learning. They spent couple of weeks or month in service learning, and after that you need to assess, or ongoing activities you need to assess. It means assessment is ongoing one. It is not only the final activity as like the examination, but it is ongoing activity. Assessment is a part of evaluation. Assessment creates space for learning and bringing positive changes. Assessment can be done before the service learning, while learning, and the post learning, after the learning. So we can say assessment can be done before, while, and post phases of service learning. We can use a variety of tools. We can make use of different tools and approaches in the assessment process of self-learning. Let me discuss what they are. Here we discuss some notable processes in brief. We can make use of variety of strategies, variety of tools, variety of approaches for the purpose of assessment. Service learning offers unique opportunities, practical opportunities, real life world related opportunities for students to learn beyond the classroom. In a sense, effective service learning assessment, it goes beyond traditional testing. Effective service learning assessment goes beyond the traditional form of chalk and talk, traditional form of paper pencil examination. It is the assessment out of the performance, out of the work, out of the contribution, out of the volunteer services. So it requires a multifaceted approach that captures learning across various domains. Multifaceted approach that captures learning across several domains. First, we must set assessment goals. We should make a plan of assessment, rubric for assessing the value and assigning a score, and set objectives, goals. For example, the goals may be academic learning, assessment of academic learning from service learning, assessment of civic engagement through service learning, assessment of personal and social growth of the individuals through service learning. So we must set the goals at first before assessing the students, because any assessment is goal oriented, must be oriented. We can make use of different assessment methods, and these methods are exercised, these methods are practiced, these methods are used for value making, for developing further plannings, and for supporting students in a revised or reformative way. Assessment methods: pre and post assessment, before community engagement and after the community engagement. Pre-task, for example, discussion related, planning related; post, reflection related, experience sharing related. Here we discuss assessment methods as the pre and post assessment, reflection, performance assessment according to Dorsal et al. Performance assessment, feedback from community partners. We can take feedback from different partners of the community. We perform how well they do in the field. And self-assessment. We can also ask students to rate their performance themselves. That is a part of self-assessment. They will give the value themselves. Like, I was able to do these, I was not able to do these were the comfortable things, these were my inability, my lackings, like that. So self-assessment, feedback from community partner, performance assessment, reflection, pre and post assessment, all these methods. Similarly, we use variety of activities, tasks and approaches. Make use of different activities, tasks and approaches for the students' assessment in service learning. Some of them reflective writing or diary keeping. We can ask students to keep a diary and write the reflection of everyday service learning, every social activity, and based on their writing, we can assess. Similarly, critical writing. For example, we can ask writing a critical essay, writing their critical experiences, writing their experiences on what else is right, what else is not wrong, and how to make the wrong into the right. What do they view is the best and the more effective and the least effective, and then evaluate them, assess them. Similarly, presentations and discussions, individual presentation, student-led presentation, discussion, service learning portfolio. You can encourage them to prepare their own portfolio as a part of record of each social activities they are engaged. Okay, service learning portfolio, community partner feedback. They can solicit the feedback from the others and include. There can be group project and sharing. We can assign group project, for example, poster development and presentation, picture development and presentation, program development, case studies, encourage them to undertake case studies, and build a model to empower peer evaluation, post-service learning project. Some follow-up project can be taken after the service learning, what we call post-learning service project. These are very relevant and highly exercised activities or the task for. Here are some references, work cited, particularly the ideas are taken from Driscoll, A. Oland, B. Goldman, S. and Kerogin, S. An assessment model for service learning. It was an article published in Michigan Journal of Community Service Learning. So it's all about, okay, it's all about some measuring or assessing service learning. So you go through some more resources, just this much here in this audio text. It may